You guys, what's up? Bringing you a brand new video. This is going to be kind of a little series. I'm going to go over basically every best class setup for Warzone, core and hardcore. So I'll be doing 3 iterations of each class, separate videos of course, so I don't bore you down with half an hour of assault rifle stuff. But this first video is going to be all of the assault rifles for Warzone. With Season 6, we're kind of at the midway point, but the new Call of Duty is right around the corner. I don't see there being many new patch updates, nerfs, or buffs for certain guns with the new Call of Duty coming out. I'm sure there'll be like playlist updates and all that because Warzone's not going to die. It'll be here for a while, but I can almost guarantee there's going to be many changes to the guns themselves. So I'm going to go over all the best current class setups, and this is video 1 starting with assault rifles for Warzone, and I'm just going to get right into it. These are different classes that different pros use, different people that set like kill records on Warzone or duos, trios, whatever mode it was. These are the classes they're using. In some classes, you'll see I have like the SCAR and some other like the AK class people really use, but it's an assault rifle, so I had to include it in here. But to get started, I'm starting off with the Kilo, and you'll notice every secondary perks and all that are the same. Just you're focusing on the class for this one, the assault rifle itself. But the Kilo, which is a pretty popular one, monolithic suppressor, the Singuard arms, the longer barrel for most damage range, bullet velocity, recoil control. VLX is probably going to be on most of these guns for me. It's my scope of choice, and it's what a lot of people use when they're getting those high kill games. And again, this does come down to personal preference too. Ranger foregrip, 60 round mag, and this is for the Kilo. Everything, like I said, same Pila, cold-blooded ghost, shrapnel, some tech, stun grade, secondary. We're just focusing on the AR. For the FAL, when I use it, I still use it like it's a submachine gun, so you'll see that class up here. I have the muzzle, the compensator for recoil control, the smallest barrel I can put on it, the 13-inch, attack laser for the aim down, sight speed, aim stability, and walking steadiness. 30 round mag because you run out a lot, and then the rubberized grip tape for recoil control. It helps a lot at short range. For the next, the M4, and this is another one people use a lot. You see this getting used a lot. It's been nerfed and buffed and nerfed and buffed over the course of the whole game, but it's still pretty good. Monolithic suppressor. I use the Grenadier for the barrel over the custom marksman just because it gives it a little bit more range and accuracy, whereas this just gives it more mobility, so that's what I use that for. Ranger foregrip, 6 round mag, and the rubberized grip tape, which helps with recoil. This is one of the few assault rifles I really don't use a sight on. I just feel like the iron sight's pretty clean, so I just use it like that. The next one is the FAMAS, or the FR556. Not a really popular one, but it's still a pretty good assault rifle, especially multiplayer, but that video is going to come later. So for this, monolithic, the longest barrel for that damage range, obviously. VLX, like I said, that's more personal preference. Most people use the VLX. Some people use the weird ones, like the 4 times. I just don't like the ready kill. The little dot, if it's not a small little dot, I don't like it. And some people just use normal like Viper or any one of the like the operator ones, the normal 1 times modification. Rear grip, rubberized grip tape, and the 60 round mag for this one. Obviously everything's the same. Moving on to the Odin. Some people use the Odin if they can hit their shots and they go with the accuracy. Like I said, some of these guns just kind of go down to personal preference. So for the Odin, I use the Colossus suppressor, and I have a skin for it, so I just put that on. I use the bigger barrel for the best damage range and bullet velocity. VLX, of course, Ranger foregrip, and then the 30 round magazine. For the next one is the M13. This used to be really good. I think Season 2, Season 3. It's been nerfed a couple of times, so it's still alright, but it just takes way too long to kill people. Monolithic, the Tempest Marksman, which is the longest barrel for that damage range, obviously. VLX, Ranger foregrip, 60 round mag. VLX, Ranger foregrip, and the bigger mag is normally what I kind of rock on a lot of these. SCAR, I'm doing all assault rifles, so I just had to throw this one in. Monolithic, the longer barrel, forged tack, 20-inch. GM mini reflex because you're not hitting anyone from range with this. Commando foregrip, and then the 30 round magazine for the SCAR. No one really uses this one, but I mean, it's an assault rifle. The next I have the AK. Again, no one really uses it in Warzone, but I have the compensator, the longest barrel, 23-inch GI mini reflex, operator foregrip, and 40 round mag. This one's kind of interesting because it does good damage, but it's kind of hard to control from range, so I kind of built it for closer range encounters. Next class, I have the Ram. The Ram is a pretty popular one. Monolithic, I have the SSS Ranger, the longest barrel. Some people use VLX on this, but I like the smaller scopes. This is my favorite one for just normal zooms. The Monolithic Reflex Sight, or the Viper. I get the Viper too. That's a pretty good one too up here. But that's kind of personal preference. But I don't like using a scope on the Ram. It's a little faster with that. Ranger foregrip, 50 round mag. And then we have the Growl. Monolithic Tempest, 26.4 inch. VLX Commando foregrip, and then the 60 round mag. And this is still pretty good. After the nerf to it, I would still definitely use this one in Warzone. And to finish off the assault rifles, because there's 3 more, I couldn't fit it all in 10 slots, so I had to make 3 more classes. I'll just start off. CR56 AMAX. This one, it's pretty good. I use it sometimes in Warzone. It's definitely a lot better than the AN, I would say. Monolithic suppressor, the longer barrel for the range velocity. I do use a normal optic on this. I don't use a zoom optic on this, just personal preference. Ranger foregrip and the 45 round mag. And going to the AN. The AN, I personally think it has a good iron sight, so I keep the optic off, but it's too many hit markers. The time to kill is just way too slow. But I think this is the best class for it. Is the monolithic suppressor, longest barrel, obviously Ranger foregrip, 60 round, and the rubberized grip tape, which helps with recoil. I think it's the best for this. I just think there's too many hit markers, but I do use the iron sights though because it is nice iron sights. And finally, for the AS Val, which I would use as a submachine gun. It just isn't practical at long or medium to long range. So for this, I have the shorter barrel, aim down sight speed, movement speed, tack laser, aim down sight speed, aim stability, and steadiness for walking, Ranger foregrip for recoil control. Obviously, 30 round mag because you're probably killing 1, maybe 2 people with that magazine, and then the rubberized grip tape for the recoil control. So that will do it for the assault rifles, and I should have the submachine guns.